You know that 2020 has been a strange year when you say the words that I'm about to say. Great batting effort from Bangalore. Everybody got runs except Virat Kohli. What's, what's going on? How's that even possible? But that's what has happened. I have Michael Vaughan and Shaun Pollock here with me. Bonnie, very rare that you would say those words in the last decade.
Yeah, it's very rare that we don't talk about Virat Kohli scoring runs, but in the last 25 innings, he's only got 650s across all the formats, whether it's for India or in the IPL. So proves that he's human. He's like the rest of us, that he goes through a period where he's not making batting look so easy. On the other hand, the likes of Aaron Finch, Padikkal, and obviously AB de Villiers there just made batting look so simple. Mumbai, I don't think, got the tactics quite right at times. I thought they just bowled the wrong length, didn't try and get the batsman into that bigger side, but it's a formidable total. None of us won. None of us won the game of guessing the score. I know you're going to claim victory, but you can't be claiming victory when you're so far off the mark. So I think it's null and void for all three of us.
No, I won't. The rule is very clear. It's 5 runs here or there. So I can't make the game and twist the rules myself, right? I mean, what am I, the government? No, I'm not. Let's
hey, let's not start talking about governments, please. We're having a stinker over here.
I didn't say which country's government. I just said government in general, right? It's what the government does. But 201 is what Bangalore have put on the board. Partnerships right through, Polly. You'll be happy to see the form. Your old pal ABD is in. That was a masterclass of death overs batting.
Yeah, it was in good touch again. He came to the crease, and those first 3 deliveries he received from Chahar, he was a little bit uncertain about which way it was going. But once he negotiated those 3, he's been formidable again. Really did give the innings some impetus there. At one stage, we were all looking like we were going to be with a shout to win the prediction, but with that effort and the pace that he scored at, it was just brilliant from de Villiers. And he's not getting any younger, but every time he comes to these tournaments, he continues to produce. So long may that last.
Yeah, so we obviously talk about the opening partnership. They got 59 in the power play, did Padikkal and Finch, and then went on for 9 overs. It was definitely more than that. It was 9 overs when Finch fell. They got 81, was the opening partnership, 85 at the halfway mark. We were hoping they'd get 100 in the back. There was Virat Kohli, who got stuck a little bit, obviously still trying to find his rhythm. But after that, it was AB de Villiers, Padikkal, Shivam Dube. Shivam Dube got a few big hits in as well, and then ABD and Padikkal. So I think, when we talk about AB de Villiers, Michael, we may take credit away from young Shivam Dube. 27 from 10, not too shabby there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think if you go through the whole innings, it's almost like the perfect DNA of how you want to play T20 cricket. You get off to a flyer, and Finch did that. Then there was a quiet period, and Padikkal just hung in there. Virat Kohli struggled. Then AB de Villiers came in, a few balls to get going. Then he started to spring into life, and then you get an explosion at the end from an individual player, strikes 27 off 10 deliveries. That's the perfect T20 innings as a team, because you're not always going to be going up in the gears. You've got to kind of come back down in the gears and then have the players to really capitalise towards the end. And it was a master stroke from AB de Villiers. When you've got a player of his quality, that he can make someone like Jasprit Bumrah look very average, and certainly he isn't average. That's what you're talking about in terms of quality. When he has a day out like the Rohit Sharma's, Virat Kohli's, there's not many better players in the world to watch.
Yes, and that's another line that we very rarely say on My 11th Circle Presents Cricbuzz Live, Polly, which is that they got the measure of Bumrah.
Yeah, they did. His last 2 games, I think in the game was against Kolkata, was it? Cummins took him down. And I think after 3 overs, he had gone for like 9 or 10. And then this time around, once again, his first 2 overs were brilliant. When he came back on, I just think he hit the wrong length. To end up with 0 for 42. Have a look at those dot balls. Those 10 dot balls, I think all of them were in his first 2 overs that he bowled.
Yeah.
But it is a bit of a surprise. In many ways, he's gone away from what's been such a successful game plan for him. He's got a bit of a natural variation in the way he bowls, and he sort of comes in quite close to the stumps, but ends up bowling from wide, and with the angle tends to tuck the right-handers up. And he's been brilliant at getting Yorkers in, but we've hardly seen him really trying to attempt it. He's gone for a few slow balls and try to mix it up. I don't know if his thinking was a bit confused with the shorter boundary and maybe trying to get the guys to hit in different areas. But he has been one of the hardest customers to get away. And when he just backs his Yorkers and delivers, it's not very easy for some people to get away. But that's 2 games in a row. So they've got Zahir Khan, they've got Shane Bond. They might have to do a little bit of a rethink about his game plan going forward and what he can do.
But 2 of the greatest that we've seen play for India, both perhaps a little rusty after the lockdown, with Virat Kohli not getting going in 3 innings and Paulie not talking about Bumrah. It is, I mean, Michael, it is a situation that we've never, ever seen. We've never imagined, just never known. But the effects are pretty real. We're seeing them around with everyone, and these 2 are amongst the best in their generation.
Yeah, I mean, Virat Kohli, I would say, I mean, and I'd use the excuse of not having, the crowds in the ground as a small excuse for someone like Virat Kohli. He kind of thrives off the atmosphere and the noise. He walks out to bat wherever he plays and the whole ground erupts. But his game actually hasn't been that great for a while. If you go back over those 25 innings that I mentioned, he's not quite had the rhythm and the form and the confidence. I say he's a human being, and when you have a few low scores, doesn't matter who you are, you start to just doubt yourself just a little bit. But you just know with someone like Virat Kohli, he's only 1 innings away. He's only a 30-ball innings away in T20 cricket to get that confidence back. What he'll be delighted with as a leader, his team have got a formidable total on the board. He'll be worried about that short side to one side that he'll have to protect. I think he'll go more and more with pace. So if you actually look at the pace on bowlers tonight, they went for 140 in the 13 overs that the pace bowlers bowled. The spinners went at under 8. So you expect to see plenty of spin from the RCB.
Yeah, it looks like they've made the right decision to play the extra spinner too.
Yeah. But, Paulie, there's another thing. Obviously, we speak about batsmen, and you talk about them middling a few balls and feeling back in rhythm. For bowlers as well, and that's better than anyone. It's also a lot about rhythm. What does the bowler have to do to feel like he is feeling his rhythm again? He's back in his flow again.
Yeah, that's why it's a bit of a surprise from Bumrah, because it's normally those first few overs. You just try and feel your rhythm, feel the ball coming out the hand, and it's like a batsman. You get a couple of deliveries away. That's why it's been strange. I think maybe the only thing is that he hasn't had enough practice of nailing that Yorker, and maybe not as confident about it coming out or hitting his variation of the odd slow ball properly. But it hasn't been himself. And I think pace on the ball, as Michael said, in this arena, it was one of those surfaces that just looked like it's starting to hold up. We haven't seen much of that throughout the tournament, but initially up front and also with the spinners, definitely did to hold up a bit. And it's going to be interesting to see how the RCB go about it, what tactics they decide to use. Hopefully the confidence or the lack of runs won't affect Kohli in his captaincy role. If he's such a big player and in such a big presence in the dressing room, that sometimes if you're not getting the runs, it can cause the other guys in the dressing room sort of to look around going, what's going on? But I think with having AB, de Villiers there and Finch, I think they'll make sure that there's no repercussions of his lack of form.
Paulie,
boost him.
The one real negative for Jasprit Bumrah is that he's yet to bowl in Sharjah.
Yes, he'll have his best game there. Watch.
He's got a Sharjah to come. The other thing on the RCB, I mean, AB de Villiers behind the stumps with the gloves on. I think that's more valuable because of the experience that he can provide Virat Kohli, the captain. He'll know the angles. He'll be able to just give him the odd tactical manoeuvre. Obviously, having Aaron Finch there as well, the Australian T20 captain. So Virat's got plenty of experience and know-how in that team to just go and ask a few questions of particularly those 2 players.
Yes, it has been, just rounding up the conversation with Bumrah, it's been a tale of 2 Bumrahs. There is the early game, first spell Bumrah, and then there's the leaky ship, which is the death overs Bumrah. So, and he's pretty much a bowler you take to the bank at the death overs. So, but he's good, he's class, probably a couple of games before he gets that right as well and starts nailing those Yorkers. We have a question that has come in on Ask Cricbuzz Live. Let's see what it is. Who sent this in? Hello. Austin is saying Washington has done pretty well opening in the power play, even opening the bowling. Do you see? Rolly, do you see young Washi coming in the power play? Let's immediately from this go to the Bangalore lineup so we can see the bowling options and present them to you, because there's a few changes there as well today.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say definitely they're going to have a go with him within the first few overs, I think. You've got Sani, as you mentioned. I'm sure he'll take the new ball as well. And with the spinning options that they've got in the middle, I would definitely have a crack with him and see if it reaps rewards. you've got De Kock at the top of the innings, and obviously Sharma knows what he's doing. Rohit Sharma at the top there, but I think maybe try and target Quinny.
It's quite interesting, Michael, because Virat has gone in with a lot of bowling options. You've got your 3 spinners in terms of Sundar, Chahal and Zampa, and you've got Isuru Udana, Nadeep Saini, and you get the overs from Shivam Dubey, who is pace off the ball, just like you're prescribing.
I think it's the perfect combination. Now you've got that kind of score on the board. I guess if they've not batted as well and they've only got 150, you might have a little bit of concern. But, as a captain, what you want is angle changes. You want difference, and there's plenty of difference in that attack. 2 leg spinners. I mean, T20 cricket, over the course of the last few years, the leg spinners have been the mainstay. Every single captain, coach, they want leg spinners, they want left-arm seamers in their attack. And you want bowlers that can vary the pace, kind of bowl those slower ball bouncers. Polly said off air, it's becoming the best ball in world cricket, the slower ball bouncer.
It's sad.
The game's gone. The real quick bouncer now is the one that you look for as a batsman in T20 cricket. That's how mad the game has become. But just expect loads of pace off the ball. Don't give the Mumbai Indians anything to work with in terms of pace.
You're one of the pioneers of that, Polly. Slow ball. Look what you've done.
It came at the back end of my career, and I didn't have the quick bouncer, so I had to go for the slow ball bouncer. That was the only option.
Innovation is the name of the game, right? All right, so we'll have a quick look at the Mumbai batting lineup as well. You guys know it. We don't need to show you, but we'll still show it to you, because if you're going to back a team to get 202 in 20 overs, you'd back this team. You've got Rohit Sharma and Quinny right at the top. You've got Suryakumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, the hard-hitting Ishan Kishan, the Pandya brothers, Pollard. Michael, we'll see a bit of flexibility in this. We're definitely not going to see it coming out like this.
Well, you just never know. I mean, what's important in T20 cricket, the way that the RCB team kind of orchestrated that over 200 score was going up and down in the gears. Clearly, you have to go up in the gears in the first 6. They need to come out the traps. And then there might be a period where you knock it into the space. That big side is the kind of side of the ground that you can run 2s. Just knock it into the pockets and run your 2s. And then obviously you need explosion at the end. But you don't chase a score like this without having someone that plays a mainstay of an innings. Someone gets you 75 plus if someone can. And if it could be Rohit Sharma, he's the star. He was the one that got 80 in the last game. Certainly they've got enough in that bat intent to get close to this target. And with that leg side short boundary, either way, Polly will know as a bowler and as an ex-captain, you're never ever sure. You never know what's kind of a real big score, because that leg side short, you know there's going to be some big overs around the corner.
And there is a point. You get one person who plays sort of linchpin, gets 75, 80, to the way Bangalore did it, which is that 3 of them got 50 and sort of just spread the load everywhere. Well, they did it that way as well. But either way, there's got to be one of the seniors who've got to put their hands up. And when you look around, the senior most player definitely is the captain, Rohit Sharma. So you expect something special from him. Nobody won the My 11 Circle Badge of Honor because highest guess was around 187. We put rest to that. So let's just attempt it again for the second innings. What is Mumbai going to get in the power play?
Oh, I like this game.
You go first, Vaughan. Come on.
56.
56. 59 is what Bangalore got. So 56. They take 56 for no loss, perhaps, but they take 56. Polly?
I'll go 61.
61, 56. Geez, you guys haven't left me much room to park my car. Should I just go higher? I'll just go higher. I'll go 65.
Ooh.
Let's go 65. Go big. Go home. Go big or go home. I'm already home, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but we are trying. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over on Cricbuzz Combox. A big thank you to Shaun, Pollock and Michael Vaughan. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.